The most dangerous people in the history of the world are not those who hate the status quo. They are the ones who understand precisely how to use you to dismantle it for them. Machiavelli warned us 5 centuries ago that a prince who has the people on his side is invincible, while the prince who relies on the nobility is always one betrayal away from the guillotine. We live in an age where we believe we have moved past the era of kings and peasants, yet the laws of power remain as immutable as gravity. Today, we are going to pull back the curtain on a forbidden masterclass in human behavior and financial alchemy. We are going to explore how Elon Musk did not just build companies, but built a cult of personality so potent that it allowed him to bypass every institutional gatekeeper on Earth. This is the intersection of dark psychology, Renaissance strategy, and a hidden economic phenomenon known as the Cantillon effect. By the time we are done, you will understand why Musk spent $44 billion on a social media platform that seemed to be dying, and how that single move was the ultimate application of Machiavelli's most secret law of wealth. Part 1. The Prince, the Nobility, and the People. To understand the $400 billion ascent, we must first look at the map of power as Niccolo Machiavelli drew it in 1713. He argued that in every state there are 2 distinct parties: the great, the nobility, the elites, the institutionalists, and the people. The great want to command and oppress the people. The people want only not to be commanded or oppressed. Machiavelli's genius was in his advice to the aspiring prince. He said that a prince who achieves power with the help of the nobility will find it difficult to maintain, because he is surrounded by people who think they are his equals. They will limit him. They will siphon his wealth. They will plot his downfall the moment he stops serving their specific, narrow interests. But the prince who comes to power through the favor of the people stands alone. He has no equals. He has only followers. Now look at the modern landscape. The nobility of our era are the institutional gatekeepers, the SEC, the legacy media, the hedge fund managers, and the career politicians. For decades, the path to billions required staying in the good graces of these elites. You had to play the corporate game. You had to be professional. You had to court the nobility. Elon Musk realized that the nobility is a cage. He chose the Machiavellian alternative. He positioned himself as the people's billionaire. He used memes, transparency, and a carefully curated outsider persona to build a direct line of communication to the masses. When he tweets, he isn't talking to his board of directors. He is talking to the 150 million people who see him as the only person fighting against the oppressive nobility of the establishment. Why does this matter for wealth? Because when you have the people, the nobility cannot touch you. When the SEC tried to sue him, his army of retail investors made it politically and economically impossible to take him down. He used the people as a human shield against the great. If this insight is already making the hairs on your neck stand up, hit that like button. It tells the algorithm that you are a student of reality, not a victim of it. Part 2. The Cantillon effect, the source of the river. While Machiavelli provided the psychological blueprint, an 18th century economist named Richard Cantillon provided the financial engine. Most people believe that when the government prints money, it spreads evenly through the economy like rain falling on a field. This is a lie designed to keep you from looking at the source of the river. The Cantillon effect states that money is not neutral. When new money enters the system, the people closest to the source, the banks, the government contractors, the massive corporations, get to spend that money first before the prices of goods have risen. By the time that money reaches you, the worker, the people, inflation has already sucked the value out of it. The rich get richer not because they work harder, but because they are closest to the printing press. Elon Musk is a master of positioning himself at the mouth of the river. Look at the industries he chose: space, government contracts; electric vehicles, government subsidies and carbon credits; and infrastructure, tunneling grants. He didn't just build products. He built pipes that connected directly to the central source of capital. But here is the Machiavellian twist. Usually, if a billionaire takes billions in government subsidies, The people hate him. They see him as a nobility leech. Musk bypassed this by using the prince and the people law. He framed the subsidies not as corporate welfare, but as the people's money being used to save humanity from climate change, or to make us a multi-planetary species. He gave the people a narrative that made them cheer while he drank from the source of the Cantillon River. He understood that if you give people a vision of the future, they will ignore the mechanics of how you are funding your present. But what happened next? The nobility, the legacy media, and the short sellers began to realize what he was doing. They tried to cut off his supply. They tried to label him a fraud. And that is when Musk realized he needed his own printing press, not of money, but of attention. Part 3. The acquisition of the town square. Why did Elon Musk buy Twitter? The nobility called it a vanity project. They said he overpaid. They said he was losing his mind. They were thinking like accountants. Musk was thinking like a strategist. In the 21st century, attention is the highest form of capital. If you control the platform where the narrative is formed, you control the people. By owning the town square, Musk ensured that the nobility, the legacy media, could no longer mediate his relationship with the masses. He dismantled the blue-check aristocracy, the minor nobility of journalists and academics, and replaced it with a system where anyone could pay for a voice. To the people, this looked like democracy. To Musk, it was the removal of the gatekeepers who were trying to turn the people against their prince. Machiavelli said, "A prince must have a friendly people, otherwise he has no remedy in adversity." By owning the platform, Musk created a closed-loop system of power. He can move markets with a tweet. He can discredit an institutional rival in seconds. He has realized the dream of every Machiavellian ruler, a direct, unmediated bond with a mass audience that views his enemies as their enemies. Drop the word "smart" in the comments if you're starting to see the grid beneath the game. Part 4. The dark psychology of the relatable God. How does a man worth $250 billion convince a guy making $50,000 a year that they are on the same team? This is the relatable God paradox. It is a psychological manipulation tactic designed to bridge the gap of resentment. Musk uses the playful personality type we've discussed in previous lessons. He posts memes. He shares his struggles with sleep and stress. He engages in petty arguments. This humanizes the prince. It makes the people think he's just like us, only with more resources. But make no mistake, it is a calculated display of vulnerability. In the dark psychology files, we see this as mirroring on a mass scale. By adopting the language and humor of the internet subculture, he mirrors the identity of the digital people. Once the people identify with you, they will defend you with a ferocity that no PR firm could ever buy. They don't see themselves as defending a billionaire. They see themselves as defending one of their own who made it. This is why, when Tesla was on the verge of bankruptcy, thousands of owners volunteered to deliver cars for free. They weren't employees, they were devotees. They were the people protecting their prince from the nobility of the short sellers. Part 5. How to protect yourself and apply the insight. We have analyzed the lion and the fox, but what is the lesson for you? You may not have $44 billion to buy a social media platform, but the laws of power apply at every level. First, identify the nobility in your own life. Who are the gatekeepers who think they have the right to command you? Who are the people who only support you as long as you are useful to their narrow interests? Second, understand the Cantillon effect in your own career. Are you working at the end of the pipe, where you are the last to receive the value of your labor? Or are you positioning yourself closer to the source of value? Third, build your own people. In the digital age, your network is your human shield. If you rely solely on an institution, the nobility for your status, you are vulnerable. If you have a direct connection to a community that values you, you are a prince in your own right. The ultimate Machiavellian truth is this: the system is designed to keep the people and the prince apart. The institutions want you to fear the visionary, and they want the visionary to be beholden to them. Elon Musk broke that cycle. He used the Cantillon effect to build the war chest, And the prince and the people law to build the fortress. Let's reflect on it. Machiavelli once wrote, "Everyone sees what you appear to be, few really know what you are." Society wants you to see a brilliant engineer or a chaotic billionaire. But if you look closer, you see a man who has mastered the oldest rules of human behavior. He has learned that the favor of the people is the only true currency, and that if you control the narrative, you can rewrite the laws of the world. Would you have the courage to dismantle the institutions that gave you your start, just to build a direct bond with the masses? Or are you too afraid of losing the nobility's approval? Comment your take below. Is this the ultimate strategy for the future, or a dangerous precedent for the world? Subscribe, because our next lesson will reveal the dark psychology behind the world's most successful cult leaders, and how they used love bombing to build literal empires. You won't want to miss what we have uncovered in the archives. Remember, the prince who is feared by the nobility but loved by the people is the only one who truly sleeps soundly. Until next time, stay sharp, stay smart, stay psycho-smart.